Let's bring in former Commissioner for Information in Plateau State, Yakubu Dati, who joins me live from our Abuja studio. Mr. Dati, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us on the news tonight. Some 21 years ago, former President Obasanjo had made a similar decision, declaring a state of emergency in Plateau following some violence, ethnic and religious violence that led to the death of some people. I think you were commissioner at the time for youth and sports. How much impact did that decision make with the benefit of hindsight?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, as of then, I was commissioner, but just like what happened at that period, where the state of emergency was imposed on Plateau and also on Ekiti, it was more politically motivated because of the third-term agenda, and that was why there was a wholesome rejection of that action. But to discuss about what we're discussing today, I like to say that the president has taken the right decision, cold, bold, and courageous decision to stop the tide of collapse of security, especially in the oil-rich Niger Delta state of Port Harcourt. And that has also been able to bring some form of stability in the last 24 hours. So we want to commend that and also call on the National Assembly to also play their role, because the steps have been taken. The discussion on whether it is the president has the power or not to dissolve democratically elected representatives will also be put on the floor of the National Assembly, side by side, by the fact that the dramatic personnel, that is the governor, the deputy governor, and the members of the House of Assembly are actively involved in the situation that requires clinical analysis and a solution.
Mr. Dati, all eyes on the National Assembly tomorrow. The expectation is that they represent the people. Do you think that their decision will reflect the pulse of most Nigerians on this matter?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm asking if you think the decision of the National Assembly to either ratify Mr. President's decision or reject it will reflect the pulse of majority of Nigerians when they do so tomorrow.
I believe so, because we have a listening president, and if you recall that just a few weeks ago, the whole nation came up with the issue of the new tax reform bills. But President, being a Democrat, was able to listen, and there was some give and take. And at the end of the day, a resolution of the issues was reached, and the country moved forward. So I believe that this, being in the history of this nation, is about the 6th declaration of state of emergency. Apart from Plateau and Ekiti, there was some that was done in Yobe, part of Borno, and also Adamawa states. It gives an opportunity for the president to exercise his powers to restore law and order and to ensure that we protect the assets of the federal government. So I believe the legislators will also play their role to ensure that the issue of national interest and will play a leading role in the area of decision making.
You know, the Plateau State government, alongside the House of Assembly, are taking former President Obasanjo to court and asking the court to denounce its decision for a state of emergency. But that particular case was struck out. Do you think Nigeria needs closure, seeing how open-ended Section 305 is on this matter?
Well, the bulk, when it comes to security, ends at the table of Mr. President, and that is why he took those decisions. Like earlier stated, the president has intervened in various ways by holding meetings with the people involved. He has also invited different stakeholders who have also intervened. And eventually, when the Supreme Court also made its final ruling, suddenly, based on the body language of some of the people involved, where they encouraged some form of violence, we began to see some of the oil installations going up. So we want to commend this step that has been taken. And I think it's not just about bringing to closure, it's the fact that the president operated within the powers of the law that has been given by him, And he did that for the interests of the country to ensure that normalcy returns. And he has swiftly done that, and to ensure that economic activity continues. As of this morning, when we monitored the news from Port Harcourt, things are going on normally all over the place, and people are going about their businesses. And so those are the kind of steps that takes courage and inspiration from a leader to take. I know that tensions are high and emotions are high, especially coming at this time. But I know eventually national interest will supersede and again show that the president means well for this country.
Yakubu Dati is former Commissioner for Information in Plateau State. Thank you so much for talking to us on the news tonight.